The first times of me being an entrepreneur, I was working every single day, sun up to sundown, and I would not have any breaks, no slacking, just full on grind mode for months. And still, at the end of every week, I would feel like nothing important got done. I was checking off tasks, don't get me wrong. I would respond to messages since and I had school community. I had hundreds of notifications and I was clearing them out like a machine. But deep down, even though I was jumping between 10 different things, I realized none of it moved me forward. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't tired from the work. I was tired from spinning my wheels. Because then, after a couple months, I got burned out. I was busy, but not effective. I was active, but not aligned. And this, of course, as I said, led me to burnout. I couldn't work for a while, and when I tried to come back, I was desperate to fix this problem. I first thought this was a productivity problem, or maybe motivation problem, but what I really had was a focus problem. And if you're a solopreneur who knows you're capable of more, but just can't seem to break through the fog, or can't get yourself out of that stuckness, this video is for you. Because once I fixed my focus and created a system for that, everything changed. Let's break it down together. The productivity trap. Let me paint you a picture. You wake up, jump into work, cross off tasks all day. You're active, you're doing things, you're doing, 10 hours of work, but when the day ends, you still feel stuck. And you feel like nothing has moved. And that's because most of those tasks you crossed off the day didn't actually move the business forward. You were just spinning your wheels like a hamster. We've been taught that being busy is the same as being productive, but that is a lie. We learned that if you're constantly working, you're winning, but that's a lie. Busy is not equal to effective. Activity is not progress. You can hustle 10 hours a day and still be exactly where you were a month ago. Or worse, burned out and bitter. This is the trap. Doing too much of what doesn't matter and none of what actually does. Why hard work isn't enough by just itself. This is something most entrepreneurs doesn't hear enough, but let me say it. You don't need to work harder. You need to aim better. You have to pick the right lane. Working hard is important, no question, no doubt. But if you're climbing the wrong mountain, faster footsteps don't help. Hard work without clarity is like rowing as much as you can, as hard as you can, with all your strength, but in the wrong direction. The truth is, success isn't about how much effort you give. It's about where you direct that effort. Alignment is important than intensity. Until you know exactly what matters and build around that, your effort will feel scattered. Your results will stay flat and you'll feel like you're plateaued. And burnout is just a matter of time in that case. So let's talk about clarity. Not just a buzzword, but as a real tool. Clarity means knowing what actually creates the results in your business and being ruthless about eliminating the rest. Most people, by clarity I mean also focus, most people confuse momentum with motion. They feel productive just because they are doing something. They're crossing off tasks. But do you know the difference between busy work And real growth work, it's massive. When you're cleared, your to-do list gets shorter, but more powerful. So instead of doing more, you should be doing less. You should stop asking, what should I do next? And start asking, what matters the most right now? That's the thing you should be asking yourself. Clarity simplifies everything, because once you know the goal, the noise disappears. Once you can focus to one important goal, everything else disappears. The power of the needle movers is real. Every business has needle movers. You may ask, what is the needle mover? Those are the 1, 2, 3 actions, let's say, that generates the most of the progress for your business. They're the highest leverage moves. The ones that actually push the business forward. And yeah, they're often the hard ones that you avoid. Why? Because they're hard, uncomfortable, exposing. You feel like you are a failure when doing that or trying to do that. But the other things that you can do, you check them off easily. That feels fun. That feels good. You can check off that. You feel progress because you clearly do something. But that doesn't improve in reality. You are not just clearing inboxes when you are focusing the needle movers. You, for example, are not just liking someone or responding to a comment. You are making an offer, maybe getting rejected. You're recording a video. But when you stop avoiding them, the needle movers, the hard ones, and make them non-negotiable, everything changes. They say, if you are uncertain about 2 choices, pick the hard one. That is the right move. I love it. When you focus the needle movers, you stop spinning like a hamster wheel. You stop drowning in tasks and you finally feel progress because you are focusing on the important few. The progress, that progress builds confidence, builds momentum, and compounds over time. So how do you apply this? You build a system that makes clarity actionable, not just something you think about once in a while, but something you live by. Clarity gives you the filter. This one matters, and this one doesn't. And the system, that's what keeps it running, even when you're tired or distracted, me looking around, or overwhelmed. Because willpower fades. You won't have willpower all the time, but systems keeps you grounded. And once you install a focus system that centers around the needle movers, your day feel lighter. Your results get sharper, and your business actually moves and feels better, because in the long term you feel the more achievement. If you take one thing away from this, working harder doesn't fix a lack of clarity. Real growth comes from doing fewer things, not more. Doing the right ones with consistency. That's how you get unstuck. That's how you start building like a real leader, not becoming a spinning hamster. So, if this video, if this topic, if this ideas landed with you, hit subscribe and start building your clarity system today. Your next breakthrough doesn't need more energy. It just needs better focus.